High school sports, we've got it covered. Overtime starts now.
Hello everyone and welcome to Overtime. I'm Scott Leber.
And I'm Regan Holgate. Nothing beats Friday night high school football, and especially on a night like this one. It's been some kind of night.
Yeah, we're going to cover all the ground here these next several minutes, including a key game at Stillman Valley in the Big Northern Conference. Maybe the best two 8-man teams in the state going head-to-head, and Belvedere North clashing with Auburn.
Plus, in our Spotlight segment, we'll see how Hananiga's talented Isaiah Hui has evolved into one of the state's top players going back to his football days when he was just a toddler. But first, we have two blockbuster games so big we've named them co-games of the week. One is Hananiga against Boylan. We'll get to that shortly. But Scott, start things off for us on the small school level.
All right, let's do that. A small school game that was absolutely huge. The Lena-Winslow Panthers against the Du-Pec Rivermen. Both teams 5-0 and simply dominating in the weeks leading up to this game. It's the Gillies Heating and Air Conditioning game of the week. Here come the Panthers. Everybody was pumped for this one. And you knew this man was going to be a factor at some point tonight. Lee Wynn's senior running back, Gage Dunker. On Lee Wynn's first possession, there's a hole in the middle, and Dunker breaks through it. Now, he doesn't have lightning speed, but he is fast enough to cover 75 yards for the first score of the night. Lee Wynn's defense rises up. Luke Stabenow corrals Cooper Hoffman for the sack. But Du-Pec moved the ball downfield and was threatening to score. Hoffman, pressured by Luke Kemple, gets away. He throws. It's batted around and picked off by Jalen Mikowska at the 8-yard line. Then it's Dunker again, and this looks like a repeat of his earlier touchdown. Only this time, Drew Williams with the angle, going to chase him down at the 10. Moments later, Coburn Lynch is going to get the handoff, and he's going to be in standing for a 7-yard TD. It was 14-0 Panthers. Now early in the second quarter, it's going to be Lynch this time. He eventually breaks out of a crowd, and he's headed for the end zone again. A 43-yard TD. Lee Wynn up 22-0 just like that. Lee Wynn added to its lead later in the second quarter. It is Dunker pounding in from 2 yards out, 28-0 Panthers. Well, the Rivermen needed something positive before halftime, and here it is, a trick play. Jalen now takes the pitch, throws, and Drew Williams has it. A 23-yard TD. All right, something to build on there for the Rivermen. To the third quarter, though, it's Dunker just making it across the goal line for his third touchdown. But you can't count out this Du-Pec offense. Hoffman here going to Jackson Diedrich. Watch him break a tackle, run over a man, and he just keeps those legs moving for a touchdown. It was 34-14 late in the third quarter. But on Lee Wynn's very next play, Dunker will break into the clear again. He covers 44 yards for his fourth touchdown. He rushed for over 300 yards tonight. But Hoffman and the Rivermen move the ball again. Hoffman to Jackson Diedrich here to the 1. That set up a touchdown. And the Panthers say, hey, fine, we're just going to give it to Dunker again. Touchdown number 5 for him there. Du-Pec wasn't quitting. Hoffman on the run throws deep, and it's Drew Williams again for his second touchdown of the night, an 86-yarder. And the Panthers take this one 48-27. They are 6-0, and it's their 25th straight win.
Yeah, we knew we had to control both sides of the ball on the line. We knew we wanted to have a shot at winning, so O-line did a great job, and I just ran really hard and scored a lot of points.
We were actually really confident. We knew they were good, but we knew that at heart we were better and we had to play better. Last week we didn't play a great game. Coach has said that. We all knew that. So this week at practice we worked on dominating up front, especially.
Overall, really pleased. Our kids came out and played hard. We got the start we needed to get, and we got to stop on them right away.
Well, I told our guys I was happy with how resilient we are, but we got to start the football game out a heck of a lot better. You can't spot a team as good as they are, 21 points. I thought offensively we did a nice job of trying to keep us in the game, but we got to get stops defensively in order to make it a game.
An entertaining game there for sure. Also in the NUIC, Forreston beat Stockton 22-8. The Cardinals are now 6-0. Dakota took down West Carroll 48-0. And Fulton steamed past Galena 18-7. And the EPC Wildcats were victorious against Aurora Central Catholic 40-15. Up next, the game everyone around the NIC 10 was anxious to see, Hananiga versus Boylan. I've got your highlights.
And Tim Bailey has his reaction to everything that played out at Titan Stadium, so don't go away. As I chronicled this week on our news and our digital platforms, the best rivalry in the Nick 10 over the past decade has been Hananiga against Boylan.
They split their last 10 games. 3 of those games were decided by only 1 point, another by 2 points, and another by 3. Starting to sense a trend here? So would it be another nail-biter tonight at Titan Stadium? Well, let's find out, folks. Both teams coming into this game 5-0, the only remaining undefeated teams in the conference. Not much of a first quarter, really. Hano was driving to end it, and they would settle for a field goal to start the second one. That's good there. 3-0. Following drive for Boylan, Connor Dennis with a little dump over the middle to Rashid Johnson. No defender in sight, and he is gone all the way to the house, and it's 7-3 Titans. And here's where things start to pick up. Cole Warren drops back. He's looking to go deep. Lucky number 7, Isaiah Hui wide open and into the end zone he goes. Now Hano leads 10-7. That one got the kids on their feet for sure, but this next one would silence the crowd. Halfway through the second quarter, Hano back to punt. The snap goes high over his head, and that's going to end up being a Boylan ball in the red zone. The handoff goes to Austin Alonzo, and he just barrels his way in. Boylan leads 14-10. That's how the first half would end, but little Micah Hui knows there's more in store. Hananiga comes out of the second half on a mission. Luke Poppy from the 1-yard line, and it's good for a Hano touchdown. Now it's 17-14 Indians. And what a game number 2 put together tonight, but he was nowhere near finished. We're into the fourth quarter now, picking up on a Boylan drive. Dennis looking for Santana English, but Hui, he knocks it away. Big stop there for Hano. And not an empty seat in the house, as you can imagine. Indians now with less than 10 to play. Warren to Cole Schmall. This kid is a tank. He turns on the Jets. Hey, how about a nice little stiff arm right there? And it's a touchdown, 24-14, Hano. But you guessed it, the Titans will answer right away. Dennis airs it out to his guy, Rashid Johnson. What a grab, touchdown, Boylan. Now they only trail by 3, 24-21. Boylan gets the ball back right away. Dennis going deep again to a wide open Phillip Dixon in the middle. But the Titans cannot capitalize on that drive. Big stop there from the defense. Now it's just about time management for Hano. Less than 3 minutes left. Grayson Motter on the carry for what would be the final first down of the night. And folks, it's time for victory formation. What a game this turned out to be, and that Hano crowd was loving it. The Hananiga Indians take this one 24-21. They're now 6-0. The Titans are 5-1.
I mean, it was amazing, you know, from my linemen to my receivers to all the running backs to the whole defense coming up huge on that last drive. That was amazing, and they won us that game. We knew Boylan was going to be a great matchup. We had so much fun out there today. They played a great game, and I'm just glad we won it with my team. They did phenomenal.
Now, we, of course, can't let this one go by without getting some feedback from our Nick 10 analyst, Tim Bailey. Tim, let's just start in the first half. Both teams coming out pretty balanced on both sides of the ball. Boylan led 14-10 there, as I just said. What did you see in the first half?
First half, you saw really 2 great teams going head-to-head. I mean, you knew that this was going to come to be a fourth quarter finish, as we saw tonight. But in terms of how both teams executed in the first half, I thought it was really an even match, even though Boylan was up 14-10 at the half. I mean, you know, you go back and you look at the game and you say, wow, this game should be almost really tied. I mean, you had some mistakes on Hananiga's side, you had some mistakes on Boylan's side, but in terms, as we speak to the first half, I mean, it was really, you know, it was really a well-matched game in the first half. Come second half, you know, Hananiga just came out a really different team.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit more in the second half. Hano coming out, they had the ball to start things. They were able to sustain some drives a little bit better there. So where did you see the momentum then really shift to the Indian side?
Well, it really shifted, like I just stated here, just, you know, in the second half. They just came out a really different team. And I said this on my podcast, I think a couple days ago, that I said the team that makes the least amount of mistakes is going to come out and win tonight. And it was really Hananiga, because if you look at Boylan's defense, they made a lot of mistakes in the secondary that they shouldn't have made. But as it relates to what Hananiga was able to do in the second half, offensively, strong, defensively, strong. I think all 11 guys on both sides of the defense and the offense really stepped up big.
And you and I have actually talked about that a lot, about Boylan's secondary and some of the big plays that they've given up there. Now, we can't obviously not talk about quarterback play in this one. Cole Warren, he's the man. He was chill all game and put the ball exactly where it needed to be in the hands of his receivers.
I was enamored by what he did tonight. I mean, he's box office. You know, he goes over 200-something yards passing, 2 TDs, just really poised. You know, his presence, his pocket presence is really poised. He's really maturated over the last year. He really wanted to win tonight. I mean, there was a play where, you know, they scored on the play, and I was on the sideline there, and he kind of taunted at me a little bit. I love you, kid, but he kind of taunted at me to let me know, hey, look, you know, we're here, and we're going to win this conference. But, you know, just in terms of just really how he played and how he conducted that offense and really didn't make a whole lot of mistakes, just his will to win just really showed me what type of big-time player he really is.
At this stage of the season, I think he's my Nick 10 MVP, but we got a long way to go. Hey, a dogfight tonight, as we expected in this game. Congratulations to Hananiga for the win, but we didn't see much from Boylan on the ground in the second half. You got Rasheed Johnson there in your tool shed, and, you know, maybe they didn't give him the football enough.
6 carries. Hansard, 4 carries. Okay. You know, Alonzo had about 7 or 8 carries. So I would have liked to see Boylan run the ball a little bit more. You know, Connor Dennis put the ball. He had a phenomenal game. But, you know, the bread and butter of that Boylan offense, everybody knows it, is that run game. And for Coach Cacciatore to go away from that run game in the second half, that's where I'm questioning some things right now.
Okay, nothing's been decided yet. Let's take a look at who's left on the schedule for these two teams. Hananiga's remaining opponents are Belvedere North next week. Look out. Belvedere the following week, and then Auburn, and a couple of toughies there, right? So Boylan's remaining games are against Harlem. They're kind of on a roll. Guilford and Freeport. The Huskies going to give the Titans their best shot next week.
All right, folks, and if you want more from Tim on local football, check out the Bailey Pod. You can find that on YouTube. He updates that each week with interviews from coaches and players, and occasionally has the two of us on. But Tim, real quick, before we let you go, I don't know if you remember preseason, Scott and I chose Hananiga to win the conference. Can you let me know how you're feeling about our pick? On the spot, let's do it.
It ain't over yet. It ain't over.
There you go. It's not over. It's not over to the fat lady.
We take it 1 week at a time here. Maybe she does.
I don't know.
Take it 1 week.
I don't know.
But again, like you said, though, Scott, there's a lot of time left on the clock in terms of.
Next week's a huge week for.
You got 4 weeks.
All
left
4 of the
season.
biggies are going at it next week.
But if Hananiga can continue to play how they're playing, I don't really see anybody beating Hananiga.
All right.
By what I saw tonight.
Thanks for joining us. Okay. We'll see you next week once again. All right, coming up in just a bit, it's more Nick 10 action in our Spotlight story. We've got Hananiga's Isaiah Hui.
Next, we'll get to the rest of tonight's Nick 10 action, and we have highlights from an epic 8-man matchup in Milledgeville. You're watching Overtime. Hananiga Boylan was the headline game in the Nick 10 tonight, but there was also another big game in the conference at Wyeth Stadium.
Belvedere North played Auburn. The Blue Thunder is still very much in the Nick 10 championship race, and the Knights were sitting on 3 wins, needing 2 more to become eligible for the playoffs. The Knights trying to rebound from the loss to Boylan last week. Blue Thunder's ball here. They're going to go with a sweep, and it's Nico Bertolino with the rock and gets some good blocking, gets loose, and boy, is he dangerous. Makes it look easy, doesn't he? North led 14-0. Auburn back with the football. We know they can air it out from time to time. Look at Anthony Purefoot. Boy, that was on the money. To Leonard Spates in stride. A little horse collar tackle there on North. But North's defense going to rebound. 4th down for the Knights. Purefoot's pass batted away. They turn it over on downs. Auburn's defense forcing the punt. Purefoot going to air it out again. And Spates waits for it and makes a great catch there. But again, the Blue Thunder defense would hold and force another turnover on downs. Another nice deflection. Time winding down the first half. Bertolino has it for the big gain down the middle, taking the Knights with him. Great effort there by Nico Bertolino. How many Knights does it take to stop him? Later, he'll get the pitch again, and it's another touchdown for Bertolino. 21-0 at the half. The Blue Thunder defeated the Knights 35-6. The Blue Thunder now 5-1 and ready for that showdown with Hananiga.
Guilford hosted Freeport tonight. The Vikings were trying to even their record at 3-3. Pretzel's ball, Peyton Woker picks up the low snap, finds Zach Matz on the left, and he will find his way into the end zone for 6. Freeport gets the early lead, 7-0. Next drive for Guilford, they're gonna throw it, and the completion to Jordan Lopez, who moves the sticks on 4th down. Freeport's defense trying to get a stop here, and this will help as Dawson Holland gets a big sack there. And into the second quarter we go. Vikings back to pass. Look out, coming right for our cameraman. It's pulled in by LaDamian Hawkins. What a catch. That's a touchdown. A missed extra point, though, made it 7-6. Guilford went on to win a tight one, 21-20. The Vikings are 3-3 and in the playoff hunt. Also in the Nick 10, Harlow improves to 5-1. The Huskies had the offense going in a 41-13 win over East, and the Belvedere Bucks get their first win, defeating the Jayhawks 18-14.
Big Northern action here. Stillman's loss at North Boone last week had added some urgency to the Cardinals season. They hosted a solid Oregon Hawks team tonight. Hawks with the football. Jack Washburn dropping back, looks right, fires, and gets Josh Crandall in there for the touchdown. Cardinals now 4th and 2 at the 47. Ryan Roof sneaking in behind his lineman, gets a new set of downs. Second quarter, Oregon's possession at 12. Washburn to Logan Weems, who just weaves through the Cardinals and fights in for the score. Stillman out going for it on 4th down again. And a cast of Hawks, including Griffin Marlatt, in there to make the stop. Big win for Oregon. Very impressive tonight. Flying high with a 28-7 victory. They've got a shot at the playoffs. Also in the Big Northern Conference, Byron and Dixon stay undefeated. The Tigers defeat the Cogs 52-12. Dixon beat Winnebago 56-6. Byron and Dixon going to meet in 2 weeks. North Boone took it to Rock Falls 33-14, and Rockford Lutheran rolled over Rockford Christian 56-7. Now, we don't make it down to Milledgeville often unless it's a very big game.
And tonight it was the Missiles hosted Amboy. Taylor Castro is back from a road trip there. She joins us now. Hi, Taylor.
Guys, these are two teams that believe they could be playing for a state championship in 8-man football in November. They are that good. They're the top 2 ranked teams in the state. They put their undefeated records on the line tonight. Let's start things off with something you don't see very often. Milledgeville's punt is blocked and winds up in the end zone for a safety. Amboy leads 2-0. The Missiles will turn things around on the very next play, and it's a group effort here to recover the fumble. They've got the ball back. The Clippers getting things done in the air. Eddie Jones finds Brennan Blaine, who makes the catch. Amboy's Landon Welchel turns on the Jets and runs for 61 yards all the way to the end zone. That makes it 8-0 Clippers. Milledgeville responding in the air. Connor Nye connects with Connor Johnson. Amboy's Quinn Leppelman goes long for this 41-yard pass from Jones. He's stopped just 5 yards from the end zone. Now it's Milledgeville's turn. Connor Nye throws this missile to Carter Livengood, who goes for 44 yards, and he'll just slide on in for the touchdown. Connor and Spencer Nye, they'll be on defense now, teaming up to get a tackle for loss. Talk about family ties, and why not another Connor Nye highlight? The Missiles QB runs in for the score, but it wouldn't be enough. The Clippers beat the Missiles 32-20. It won't surprise anyone if these two teams meet again in the playoffs, but for now, bragging rights belong to Amboy. Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks, Taylor. A few more 11-man scores for you. Rochelle beat Marengo 47-0. It was a close one, but Sycamore wins against Canelan 22-21. And Wabanasi Valley takes the win over DeKalb 42-27.
Up next, it's our overtime spotlight segment.
You've heard the name Isaiah Hui already a few times tonight. Now it's time to meet him and one special person that has coached him up on his path to greatness. Isaiah Hui told his dad at a very young age that his reason for playing football was he wanted to be the best. Now it's his senior year, and he is one of the best Hananiga and the Nick 10 Conference have ever seen. So how'd he do it? Well, you're about to find out. It's our Spotlight segment presented by Benchmark Exteriors.
I fell in love with it pretty early.
Hui with a reception for the Indians.
His love of the game started at a young age, about the time when the football was still bigger than he was.
This has been more than just a sport. It's a family thing for us.
It was college football on Saturdays, then watching the Cleveland Browns on Sundays. And Isaiah got his first taste of the game at 3 years old when he started playing flag football.
While playing flag, he expressed an interest in playing tackle. I'll always ask him, you sure you want to do that? When you see hard hits, you sure you want to do that? Yeah, Dad, I want to play tackle.
He made one of his first big tackles at 6 years old. And as they say, the rest is history.
Saturday mornings, most kids up watching cartoons, he's watching college football. And, you know, our football games would be 10, 11 o'clock, and by 8:30, he's got full pads. Full pads on, ready to play.
Isaiah has spent his entire life with Sean by his side, not only as dad, but as his coach too.
He coached me ever since I was little, all until high school. You know, after every football game, he wouldn't tell me what I did good. He would tell me, where I messed up at, and I feel like that was really huge for me.
That was always our thing. After the game, we talk about what we could have done better.
All of that coaching from the sidelines and nowadays from the stands has molded him into the player we get to see every Friday night.
It's a dad thing for him. I'm his son, so he puts a lot more pressure on me than someone else would.
I still yell from the sidelines, and I do a little bit of coaching, but it's he's surpassed, I think, what I can give him.
When he gets the ball in his hands, he's something special.
Isaiah has been a key two-way player for Hananiga since he started on varsity as a sophomore. He's also their best kick returner, so that makes him a triple threat.
I mean, you better be aware of where he's at on offense and where he's at on defense, because he's going to come up and hit you, and he's going to catch the ball.
He's currently the Nick 10's leading receiver with almost 400 yards and 5 touchdowns through 5 games.
I didn't know it was possible after last season to see him improve, as much as he's done. But this year, he's, like I said, there's a different gear. There's a different, he's a different ball player this year.
Go! You got it, Zay. Keep going.
Just relentlessness and just the willingness to do whatever you have to do to get better. Even listen to your dad when he talks to you about it. When he received his first Division I scholarship, it's a very memorable moment for me when he walked off of a camp, and his eyes and his smile, and something I'll never forget, and that's something that he's wanted for a long time.
Definitely, just playing Division I football, that's really just the start, and it's really, like I said, it's just the start of the journey to get to where I want to be.
And his journey as a D1 athlete will start next fall at the University of Northern Iowa.
I personally believe with his hard work and effort that he'll stand out there as well.
Let's go! But for now, we'll watch him stand out for one more season before he takes the purple and gold to the next level.
That's our thing. Let's watch Isaiah get the ball and have some fun.
Yeah, well, Coach is definitely right about that one. I think we all have fun when Isaiah gets his hands on the ball, and I know I had fun tonight.
Yeah, but it's not so much fun, though, for the opposing
Definitely
teams.
not.
We're going to be right back.
It's that time where we bring you the best highlight captured on our cameras.
It's the Napleton Auto Group play of the night. Lee win, Du-Pec once again. The Rivermen didn't win the game, but this was a great play. The halfback pass by Jalen now to Jackson Diedrich, who's in for the touchdown. Great effort there. That is our play of the night. Hey, be sure to join us every Friday night for Overtime right here on Fox 39 at 11 p.m.
And remember, you can also see our highlights anytime at our website at mystateline.com. That does it for this show. Have a great night, everyone.
Enjoy your weekend.